Yo, what's going on, guys? How are we all doing today? Welcome to another live stream. Bear with me here, just while I make sure that we're all set up correctly. It's been a little while, so give me a quick audio and visual check. Wow, this is a good one. This is a very, very good one. Let me know in the comments if you can see me okay, if you can hear me okay. I'm not going to waste much time for this. Bitcoin has managed to pump up to $21,000. It was really funny. In my last video, somebody thought I was on Adderall. No, I'm just hyped up. I'm just hyped up because I literally said to him, I feel like a hamster that's been let out of my cage because we're finally getting a little bit of volatility now. So that is very, very cool. Yeah, look at this candle, guys, on the 1 hour time frame. Look at the volume that's coming in. The market clearly wants to move in this direction. We got a little bit of consolidation, but in the last video, I was calling for either a pullback or much more consolidation. It didn't really last particularly long because then Bitcoin just kind of continued to climb higher, and then we blasted through the 19.6K range right here, and then we blasted through the 20K range as well. What we ended up doing here, if we take a little bit of a closer look on the 15-minute time frame, let's go even closer onto the 1 minute, to be honest, is on the 20K level right here. I mean, the price of Bitcoin did find some resistance, right? I mean, from this high, we did get a rejection that took us down by about 0.9%, and it lasted about 7 minutes in total. But after that, within about 12 minutes, Bitcoin was able to get a very, very nice rise up to the upside, and has now managed to top out at 21,300. So guys, as we're coming into this live stream, I'm going to be breaking down for you what I'm seeing here and all that good stuff. I need you to hit up the likes for me. I don't do live streams often anymore, and it is because YouTube just doesn't show people that I'm live, even though they've got the bell icon checked and stuff like that. But every single time you engage with these videos, you throw up those likes, you make sure you're subscribed and all that cool stuff, people will see them, and I want to do much more of these. So do me a favor, if you're enjoying these content pieces, if you're finding them useful, then yeah, give this video a little bit of engagement. That would go a very, very long way for me. I would love you very, very much. I'll love you anyway, but a little bit more if you do engage with the videos with those likes and stuff. It really does help so much. As we're coming in here, I'm going to be breaking down for you where I think Bitcoin can go, if we're going to continue to rally up, if we're going to top out, some important things that I think a lot of people might have missed. So there's a lot to unpack in this one. If you are excited, you know exactly what to do. Throw up those likes. Just now on the 1 minute time frame, we're allowed to analyze, as far as I'm concerned, on time frames like this now because there's a lot more liquidity in the market. Do I think the low is in? Very good question. I'm going to get to questions like that. As usual with these live streams, I'm going to be giving you my analysis, and then I'm going to get to your questions in a little bit. So yeah, good questions so far. Do I think the low is in? What's the reason for the pump? I'll answer that one quickly. I don't really care if there's any reason for the pump. There's obviously going to be a lot of kind of preloaded news articles that you can just publish and say, look, this is why Bitcoin pumped. But ultimately it's either going to be down to market manipulation or just people being excited to buy Bitcoin. I'm leaning towards market manipulation. You've already said it in the comments, Barry, actually. Do you think that this could be a short squeeze? You had a comment something like that. So yeah, that's something I'm going to be talking to you guys about when I mentioned I'm going to be covering some things that you may have missed, or just things that you might want to hear about. So here we go. Super excited for this. Thank you to all of you who have already hit up those likes as we've come in here. Let's zoom out back onto the 1 hour time frame and just kind of show ourselves where we are. We are above what I was saying is potentially going to be the strongest area of resistance for Bitcoin on the whole chart. So we've just kind of blasted straight through it. Typical Bitcoin fashion. In the last video, I said that we're either, in my opinion, going to just continue shooting up now and do something completely irrational, or we're going to pull back and then shoot up. But either way, we're going up. And that's basically what I said in the last video. You can go back and watch that if you're not so sure. That video is still up, obviously. And so what we've ended up doing here is pumping above that 19.6K level. This is right in my face. Is this better? Can you guys hear me the same, or is the audio quality a little bit worse? Let me know. Not only did we pump above this entire range, but we're now just flirting with this high that we set previously, and this is really good news, guys. If we end up managing to get above this level, which is 21,400, and we got so close today, guys. Look at the OHLC. Look at the top. The OHLC for today, the high, shows us $21,300 for today's trading session as a high. And literally the peak that we set just before all of that FTX shit came about was at $21,400, $21,500. So we are right there. If we are able to get above this level and get a daily close up here, that's going to be huge. That's going to be a really, really big deal, because it's going to be the first time. Here's the thing. I want you guys to understand the significance of this, all right? And I'm not even trying to like drink the fucking Kool-Aid and be like, hey, let's all be bullish and jack ourselves off right now. That's not what we're doing here. But let's look at the facts, all right? Like, I know like some people are going to potentially be getting a little bit excited, and it's for a good reason right now. This is a good reason. I actually want to see the fear ingredients. Fuck. All right, we've shot up. Well, that's not good. We're back in neutral territory, really. We're like 1 point away from being neutral. That's no good. And we might see this on Twitter. I think it's going to be worth bringing Twitter on as well. Let me just make sure that I don't show anything I shouldn't show while I open up Twitter. There's probably going to be a lot going on Twitter to read sentiment. So let's go ahead and... Bitcoin's trending. So it's off to a good start, isn't it? And... FTX dip right here. This is exactly what I was talking about right now. This is what I was getting onto. Let me just continue on with that analysis before Twitter fucking spoils everything I wanted to say. I haven't seen anything yet, by the way. So I was actually, I'll be honest with you guys, I was taking a piss and my friend just called me up, Mo. I'm gonna do a live stream with him probably today. It will be today now. Later on tomorrow. Mo XBT. Some of you guys may know him. Go ahead and search him up. He's not in this live stream today. I wanted to do this one solo, but he's gonna join me on the next one, and he is a phenomenal trader. This guy knows his shit. So definitely check him out. What I think we've ended up doing right here is come right back up to that area just before all the FTX drama happened. And potentially, the big deal here, the really, really big thing that I want to highlight for you guys. And by the way, as you're coming in, thank you all so much for smashing up those likes. I'm seeing that, and we are pumping up, so I do appreciate this. Bull trap running hard too fast, completely agree. We're going to get to that in just a little bit. Look at this nice wedge we've broken out of. Let me get a clean chart, for fuck's sakes. Everything's just going crazy right now. Here's the thing. So we've had a few key ranges, right? So and we can draw these extremely clearly. Take a look at this. So we've got, since the downtrend started, we had this one key range right here, very, very obvious. We had another very obvious range right here. We had another very obvious range right here. And we've had another obvious range right here. So this is the bulk of what our price action consisted of, really, right? And obviously, in between each of these legs, each of these ranges, we had our big legs, right? And in this case, each of the legs were to the downside. With the exception of this leg right now, we're finally starting to see some sort of reversal. So that's the first thing that I just want to highlight and bring to your attention. We usually, after these big areas of consolidation where the price doesn't move very much, right? Like if we look, I don't know why this is happening, where if we look at the low of this range to the top of this range, we're trading within a 13% range, and actually most of that range is happening within like a 4-5% range. Same over here, right? From this low to this high, we're trading within a 40% range, but most of that trading is actually taking place within, kind of like a 6-7%, call it 10-15 if you want to be generous and average it out. And very similar story here, right? Like most of our trading here happening within a 4% price range. It's really quite obvious. But after each of them, we were getting dumps. Now we're getting our first pump. So that's one reason why this is quite significant. Now, another reason that this is very significant is that upon seeing this pump, we're able to reclaim some important levels, right? So as we were dropping down, if we replay the chart to back here, the key level that the market had to reclaim back in May of 2022, we're going like a whole 8 months back. The key level that the market had to reclaim at this point was this area right here. And the reason for that is that this is the high that the market set. So if we're able to get back above that high, that's going to be a real sign that the market is able to, has been able to really pick up some really, really nice momentum and then carry on rallying to the upside, which would be absolutely phenomenal, right? That's exactly what we want to see. Now, the thing is as we keep trending lower, the good news for us, if you're bullish, and I have said for a very long time, you guys have known this, I've been putting my fucking balls out on the line saying I'm bullish, ladies and gents. I mean, it's time for a little bit of a victory lap if you stuck with me on that, because this has been a very arduous time to be bullish, right? Like, I mean, it's completely been very, very uncomfortable to be bullish at this point in the market, and I think many of you would agree with me there, but I stuck to my guns throughout that entire range. Wasn't selling Bitcoin or anything like that. Very, very much, just kind of staying true to my belief systems about where I think Bitcoin can go. I say belief systems like it's a fucking cult, but, basically that I was expecting Bitcoin to go up because people were just way too bearish overall. But here's the thing, just to get us back on point real quick, is that, the good news for us as bulls is that we're going to be setting these highs, and the levels that we need to break to be bullish again keep getting lower, right, within these bear markets. So when we hit this range, the level to break became here. So anything that the market did in terms of a rally up, as long as we're able to get above here, we start to be bullish again. We start to be bullish again here, not here. Like, it takes less. It takes a lower price level for Bitcoin to become bullish again, the lower we drop, right? Because it's almost like our expectations drop, is one way to potentially see it. So if we play this forward and look at what actually happened here, now our key level to beat was over here, but then when we set this high, our key level to beat was here, and then when we set this level, our key level to beat was here. And I can pause the chart right now and show you what this means with a little bit more of a close-up view. So we've set each of these these consecutive highs right here, and each of them are consecutively getting a little bit lower, which means our key levels to beat are getting lower. And again, if we just kind of replay the chart right back to the present day now, and we take a look at exactly what's going on, we're in a really strong position, in my opinion, ladies and gents, because, well, okay, this chart hasn't updated. We'll go back to the other one. We're in a really strong position right now, in my opinion, because we are basically right back up at this high. So I'm definitely liking what I'm seeing. To me, this is a good sign showing us that we could be ready to reclaim this high. Now, on the daily time frame, what have we done? How long is left on this candle? Okay, we've just closed our daily candle over here. This was yesterday. We're now in today. We're now in the 14th of January, according to the UTC time zone, which is kind of like the main time zone for trading, at least in my opinion and the opinions of most others. I'm going to get to your questions, by the way, a little bit later on. Everyone's asking about if this is the bottom and stuff like that. Guys, I just want to remind you, if you are just tuning into the live stream, do me a huge favor. Throw up a like on this YouTube video. Just that simple click will blast this video out to other subscribers that want to see this content. And one of the reasons I haven't done a lot of live streams lately is because they're just not getting pushed out, so it's not really worth the time. But if you guys are able to, just engage with the video a little bit, it goes a really long way. It's already working really well. We're doing, pretty well, I would say. So if you guys can just throw up a like on this video, that would be absolutely phenomenal. I'd really, really appreciate that. Michael's saying RSI is off the fucking charts. Yeah, it probably is, mate. Let's take a quick look at that. Yeah, RSI is at a reading of 89. It's pretty high. When's the last time we had a reading of 89? Let's drop a line. I mean, the last time we were at 89 was fucking hell. Yeah, it was up here. It was at 30. It was the first time we hit 40,000, mind you. It was the first time we hit $40,000. That was the last time that we had a reading up here, and that was like exactly where we are right now. So we didn't even get this high. Wow, look at this, guys. Thank you for pointing that out, Michael. We didn't even get this high when we hit $14,000, right? Remember this bear market rally when Bitcoin fell down to 3K, rallied up to 14? I don't know how many of you guys were here back then. Can you let me know in the comments? Just let me know I was here. I'm very curious, because now we're in 2023. You would be OG as far as I'm concerned. You would be OG as far as I'm concerned if you've been around and you've seen this. Just let me know I was here, because that would be very, very impressive. Even on that rally, the RSI didn't get as high as it is right now. Look, even on that rally. The last time that the RSI actually hit this level and exceeded it was when we hit $20,000. That's impressive. Yeah, a lot of you guys have been around. And also, by the way, this live stream has like no delay. I mean, you guys are responding to me within like 20 seconds, maybe even less. That's pretty impressive. Technology's getting better, ladies and gents. Unfortunately, I was here. Come on, man. That was a good time to be in the market overall. I don't look back on that with sadness. I'm proud. I'm fucking proud. And we're going to be proud of this too if we end up coming out the other side. I'm not saying anything is going to happen, right? Nothing's guaranteed. But I wonder, this is the first time I've ever considered this. This is starting to look a little bit like a liquidity grab. I already toyed around with this idea in the past, but why is everyone awake? I already toyed around with this idea in the past, but I didn't end up really thinking about it too much. But now, if we hold this price, which, you know, we're starting to get a little bit of volume, which might make sense, but if we hold this price, if we start to get closer, I'm going to talk about this in a little bit, just the important things we need to do now to like show us that this is going to stick, right? Because the big question now is, are we just going to dump right back down? Is this going to be a catastrophic, you know, set of trading, or are we actually going to be, you know, potentially, you know, seeing some nice fruit and sunshine, you know? And I'm going to, that's exactly what I'm building up to. But you know what I think, and in fact, let's just get straight there, because I think that's probably most important right now. Basically, I want to see a daily close above this level. You know, we're very, very close. We didn't quite get there, but I want to see a daily close above this level. That would be quite a big sign, in my opinion, to show us that you know, we are showing some strength. So literally, like, closing anywhere above 21,400, 21,500 basically would do that. And what's really good, in my opinion, is that we're also forming this price action on a weekly candle, right? If we look over here, this weekly candle literally only has 2 days left on the UTC time zone. So we've only got Saturday and Sunday left until we end up potentially seeing this thing, you know, close a weekly candle, with which, you know, in this case would be one of the most bullish weekly candles we've seen in a long time. All right, we're on the logarithmic scale right here, but, you know, if we just kind of take a look at what this is in terms of percentage moves, all right, from like wick to wick, that's a 23% candle, guys. Never FOMO in on pumps like this. Absolutely. I mean, obviously, you know, but don't FOMO in on any pump, really. But if we just take a look at, you know, how some of our other weekly candles have looked from wick to wick, you know, that's a 15% candle. That's a 17, 18% candle. I want to remind you guys, this is like a 23, 25, 24% candle so far. It could close a lot lower. It could close higher. It doesn't really matter. My point is, we haven't seen a strong candle like this for a long time. Look at this candle right here. That goes up by 16%. We haven't seen any bullish candle like this for, man, we're going back. We're going back, like over here probably. This was a 30% candle. That's it. That's it. There's nothing else. None of these other candles are as bullish within their weekly trading session as what we've had just now. And that's going back to, this is, you know, you could make the argument that this is the most significant price action we've seen since either up here or up here. You know, which is back in 2021. That's a long time ago. That's a whole 2 years. Holy shit, that's 2 years. Oh my god. Wow. Wow, we're getting old. We're all getting old here. We're all getting old. Yeah. A whole 2 years ago. So I think that is quite a big deal in terms of what that's potentially showing us for the strength of the market. And so, you know, getting a close above this level right here would be a big confirmation that we're able to hold this. And one of the reasons for that is it means that we're no longer setting a pattern of lower highs. You know, so if we're getting old together. Yes, that's true. That's true. Dudes in the comments like, yes, but we're getting old together. Yeah, it's a cute big family here. We all love and hate each other. That's true. That's crypto, innit? If we look at the highs, I'm not going to draw these out perfectly, but on the whole, right, we have been getting lower highs for a long time. So if we end up closing above this now, that would be the first time that we're no longer doing that, which would be a huge sign, in my opinion. It would be a very big sign if the market shows us that we're no longer setting these lower highs. Smash up the fucking likes, ladies and gents, because that is big. That is big. Bitcoin bear market rally exactly as predicted. You already know it, mate. I've been saying it for a while on this YouTube channel. I've been saying big numbers that, you know, people will be like, what the fuck are you talking about, Sammy? I've been saying like 40K. I don't know if we're actually going to get it, but I really do think that price levels like that are totally on the cards, simply because, am I still in the frame? I think I need to move my camera up a little bit. Sorry, guys. This is so hard to do. Bam, there we go. Done. You know, I've been talking about this for a long time because, and the main thing I've been saying is that markets don't move down in straight lines forever. It's normal to get bear market rallies where we see big moves to the upside, right? And I'm not talking like from here to here, which to be fair was a 40% move. I'm talking about something much bigger, something face melting. We see these things even in bear markets. It doesn't mean that we're bullish necessarily. It just means that we get some relief, right? We look at, and I made the exact same example a few days ago in one of my recent videos, is that this is the kind of sentiment I want to see. Tim Newell in the chat saying, no way it goes to 35K. That's what I bloody hope for. You know, I really, really want to see people just not believing it. You know, we have this bear market right here. We set our main bottom down at 3,100, but then we rally up to 14K, and then we have to come down again, which means we're not really out of the bear market, and then we end up rallying up a little bit higher, so and kicking off the bear market. So really, this entire rally was just part of the wider bear market, because really, we didn't break the high until like, oh my god, I cannot draw a straight line. We didn't break the high until 3 years after initially setting our all-time high. That is a really, really big deal. That is a really, really big deal, right? So it's entirely possible, and I've said this a million times, it's entirely possible that we rise up to levels like 30K, levels like 40K, and then fall down, right? That kind of thing can happen, and it's happened before. It would be very, very normal price action, you know? And one of the reasons that you know that this is, you know, certainly a real possibility, I'm not trying to put probabilities on this right now, it's too early, but one of the reasons you know that this is a real possibility, ladies and gents, is simply because it's kind of annoying. Like, it's kind of an annoying thing to think about right now, that you know, we could rally all the way up here, and then, you know, I know a lot of you guys are going to be thinking, well, I'm going to sell up here. Here's the thing about these bear market rallies, is they make you believe that they're going to completely recover back up. You know, it's going to feel like a very different landscape. And that's why I watch things like the Fear and Greed Index, and that's why I'm interested in things like, you know, what's going on Twitter, you know, with the with all the important, look at this, things like this. I mean, if I'm seeing a lot of sentiment like bull run, you know, has reinitiated and stuff like that. Bitcoin is the light. Are you fucking serious? From Michael Saylor. If I start seeing all this shit munching, you know, bag holders that just can't, you know, just everyone's like sucking up to him because he's like basically contrasting Bitcoin to God. You know what I mean? Like, when we have situations like that, you know, this is the kind of sentiment analysis that I like to do from time to time. It's not the most scientific, but you really can get a scope of how people feel in the market. I think it's an important thing to consider. I think it's definitely an important thing to be keeping in mind. Shout out to Tim Newell. Thank you so much for subscribing, mate. Yeah, so this is something we've been talking about on the channel for a while. Number one is that daily close. I also want to see a weekly close. You know, we're very, very close to doing it. It would present it would present one particular issue, I think, if we did get the weekly close, which is on the Bitcoin CME chart. If we take a look at the CME chart for Bitcoin on the daily time frame, obviously our daily candle here closed at $19,500. It would have closed how long ago now? Yeah, quite recently, basically just a few hours ago. And it's not going to open for another 2 days, basically. A lot can happen to Bitcoin in those 2 days. If we end up trading like up here, for example, it will mean that we end up leaving a gap on the chart. Is that a particularly bad thing? Again, no. There's so many gaps that we've left on the chart, guys. I mean, it's really not even funny at this point. We've left a lot of gaps on this chart. You know, we have gaps like down here at $9,000, you know, which we haven't filled yet, and we have gaps up here, you know, at like $35,000, you know. So a lot of people are going to say things like, you know, we might be able to fill that CME gap, and I totally see why. I don't think it's necessarily the most unreasonable thing to think about, but at the same time, you know, we have gaps all over the chart. And anyway, I'm just putting this on your radar. I'm just putting this on your radar because this is something that I know other people are going to be looking at. And it would be one potential downside of making all this price action on the weekend, right? Because it could be that Monday comes around and, you know, Wall Street just comes and you know, they're all like, nope, fuck this, and markets get shorted, right? And we do have a setup for that. You know, if you watch my previous video, which by the way is still largely relevant, if you watch my previous video, and the reason that video is largely relevant is because we expressly covered this particular scenario. I expressly talk about this in depth actually in that video, and what I think it would mean. You know, if we look at the S&P 500, it is right at resistance, like uncomfortably close to resistance right now. You know, and one of the things, so I did that video with MDX Crypto, one of the things that he did for me was inverted the chart so we can see it upside down. Every bit of price action now is upside down. If you take a look at this support line, right, which previously, you know, I just want to make sure we're all on the same page. This is actually a resistance line. This is the real chart for the S&P 500. But if we invert the scale, this turns into support. You know, he was saying that we could break this, but I'm actually pretty certain, to be honest with you, that at this kind of stage, if we stick to this inverted scale, at this kind of stage, yeah, sure, we might be getting close to breaking this support level, but I think we do have some real potential to find some support here and then rocket up a little bit higher, right? And it might not even be a big deal. We might just get something a little bit like this. We might get something a little bit like this. We might get something quite big, right? I don't know. But we are at resistance with the S&P 500, and generally, you're not going to see Bitcoin rising up, you know, more than the S&P 500 is, or you're not going to see Bitcoin rising up at all if the S&P 500 is dropping. And comparatively, I just want to make sure we're staying very grounded here. You know, this is the objective of this YouTube channel, right? I wouldn't get behind the microphone at, by the way, 5:30 a.m. for fuck's sakes, 5:30 a.m. I'm a gym lad. Like, I need my sleep. I need my muscle building sleep, guys. If that doesn't deserve a like and a subscription if you haven't done so already, I don't know what the hell does. I wouldn't get behind the microphone at 5:30 a.m., you know, during price action like this, if it wasn't to, you know, kind of bring a voice of calm and reasoning to the table. Because the more you test support, the weaker it gets. Absolutely, Matthew, and I'm going to get to that in just a little bit. But you know, it's very, very important for us to stay completely grounded. SP, dude, your comments are you're doing something today. I'm liking them though; they're entertaining. You know, if it wasn't to bring a voice of reasoning and calm to the table, and that I think is very much necessary at a time like this. You know, like obviously I want to be excited too. This is a great time to be in the market, but at the same time, look at the dollar. Look at where the dollar is, like on the weekly time frame, going all the way back to the 70s. This has been a critical reversal zone for the dollar. You know, is it totally unreasonable to say that we don't even get one bounce off the dollar, off this support area, you know, which has been heavy resistance, guys. It's even acted as support in the past. Sometimes we did just plunge straight through, right? That is possible. We have done it before a few times, actually, where we've plunged straight through. But this is an important level. Is there no risk of a pullback where the dollar rises up a little bit more? Is there no risk, really? You know what I mean? And then we contrast that to the S&P 500, which, you know, clearly looks like it's at resistance. Yeah, you guys agree with me there. The dollar looks a little bit scary right now. The S&P 500 is clearly at resistance, and then all of this price action's coming in on a weekend. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not ideal. It's not ideal in my opinion. And by the way, I have to point out, this is not a weekend, you know, in places like America right now. I mean, like in the US, and that part of the world, it's gonna be, you know, like still Friday, like afternoon, evening, right? So you know, you could make the argument this is still happening on a weekday, but look, guys, I mean, you know, the real, you know, the big markets, the ones that really, quite frankly, matter quite a lot these days, are closed. You know, stock markets are closed. People on Wall Street have gone home. Chicago Mercantile Exchange for, you know, CME Bitcoin no longer trading. You know, all of these things are signs, in my opinion, that and it's Friday the 13th, for fuck's sakes. Yeah, all of these things are signs that you know, maybe we should just add a little pinch of salt, just a little bit. All right. That's just something I want to bring to the table right now, because I know there's going to be a lot of excitement and euphoria going around, and you know, let's just make sure we're keeping a cool, calm, collected head. All right, so weekly time frame, I would love to see a close in order to indicate to me that this is something a little bit more serious. You know, that would be absolutely great. The implications, though, let's take a look at this chart. This is one of the charts I was talking to you guys about with huge price predictions. This I actually covered with you, I think, in my last video. If we just take the info line real quick and draw up right here the height of our pennant. This is a 47% range with the way I've drawn it, which obviously isn't perfect. And if we take the same 47% range to our breakout point, that gives us a speculative target of fucking picture perfect, pixel perfect $28,000, which is the thumbnail of this YouTube video. I didn't plan that. The math is just that good, right? This like the chart just this people. I swear this is where it comes up. I'm like, people say to me, TA doesn't work. What is your answer to this? Like, is it magic? You know what I mean? Like, this is literally just because ultimately, guys, people always ask me like, how do you be a good trader? What skills do I need? Stuff like that. They're like, I'm not good at math. I dropped out of high school, mate. Like, I'm not good at math either, really. What you really need as a trader above anything else, in my opinion, especially the kind of trading that we're talking about on this YouTube channel, right? Where I'm not talking about like long-term investing, you know, where Bitcoin might be in 2032, because we can't have daily conversations about that. I'm interested in making money now. I want to make money now. I don't care about what happens in 2032. I want to be fucking filthy rich by 2032. I don't care about that. So, you know, with these kind of conversations that we're trying to have, you know, a lot of people, they get very, very misguided. You know, and anyway, I don't want to go on huge tangents right now. You know, but bottom line, 47%, looking really good. I mean, it's just the TA clearly works, right? I mean, you know, people will be clutching at straws, but this is what you can actually do in the now to make money. You know, and I was very clear about it, you know, before we even had the breakout. Those of you that are watching this channel consistently are going to know that I literally said, you know, any kind of break above this range, we get 1% above, we could just fly straight up. And, you know, I was telling you about how this could be like a 40, 50, 60% profit. You know, now obviously if you've been holding onto a position like that for this long, you would be looking at, you know, again, with that same 10x leverage that I mentioned, you'd be looking at 180% profit, right? So that is basically a 3 times gain on your investment. Whatever you put in, you'd be making 3 times back, which is absolutely amazing. I just want to highlight to you guys while we're in this live stream, if you want to take advantage of this, open up a new tab. Bybit is still offering you guys $5,000 in deposit bonuses. And again, they are offering 30K according to what they've told me. It's just like a silent offer, which I can't show you right now, which means that depending on how much you deposit, you're going to be getting up to 30K in deposit bonuses, which is absolutely crazy because that is money that you can trade with, right? So I mentioned to you that this is an opportunity that, you know, like, even if you don't want to risk your money, there's an opportunity here to get free cash to, you know, not necessarily do this obviously, but whatever you like, you know, and you can, you know, it doesn't really matter what happens because the money was free, right? So if you make money, the cool thing about this is with this 5K or the 30K or the $7,000 that Prime XBT with that link in the description down below is giving you, or the $8,000 that BitGet with the link in the description down below is getting you, with all of these bonuses, you know, if you make money with them, you don't have to you don't have to worry about, like, you know, giving the money back. Like that money is yours. You can withdraw it, right? Like if I trade with this $5,000 and I got that 180% profit, I would have, oh, I'm so bad at math. You see what I mean? I'm so bad at it. I'd have what, like $9,000? I'd have $9,000 in profits off the 5K that they gave me, and I would be able to withdraw that money. All right, like that is pretty crazy, right? With the 30K, we run the numbers on this. With that 30K, I would have, I'm doing it, bear with me, like 56K or something stupid, like 53K, something ridiculous, you know, just off the money that they've given for free. And if the trades don't work out, again, because it's free money, it doesn't really matter. So they're really good offers, and they're well worth checking out. You can just pause the live stream here. Would you be able to reuse the 5K? No, but I guess you could make a new account, but I don't know if that would be. Yeah, you can. So what happens with this 5K or this 7K is that's money that gets credited into your account. Like that is part of your trading wallet now. You can't withdraw it unless you make profits, and you can only withdraw the profits that you make on that money. So that's additional firepower in your trades, ladies and gents. That's literally it. Solana is apparently at $20 as well. Yeah, we're going to take a look at that. So these are great opportunities. It's risk. The way I'm putting it is it's like having a demo account, but if you make money, you keep it. It's a life hack. I mean, haven't we all wished for that at some point? I remember wishing for it when I was starting to trade with demo accounts when I was like 15 years old. I was like, but if I make money, I wish I could keep it. This is it. This is how you could do it. So check them out with the links in the description down below. Also helps out this YouTube channel, so I would really, really appreciate that. I'm going to go back to more technical analysis in a minute, but for now, guys, I've got so many questions in the comment section. I just want to ask you guys to drop your questions again if I haven't seen them yet. And just make sure, I'm going to do this in the live chat right now, that you tag me by writing @SammyLoyal, and it will autofill to write my YouTube channel, my YouTube channel name, using the @ symbol, like with an email address. When you do that, it guarantees that I see your comment. We have a lot of comments right now, so I won't miss your comment if you do that. And guys, thank you all so much for showing so much love on this live stream so far. I really do appreciate it very, very much. Let me know what we're thinking about this new camera setup. This is really cool. Take a look at this. I want to show you something very, very cool. If I do this, now you can see the city behind me. Look at that. You can see the city behind me right now. And yeah, it's just really, what do we like it darker or lighter? I like it darker. So this is really, really cool. Nice little upgrade to the setup. Always upgrading incrementally. Let me know what your questions are in the comment section right here, ladies and gents. I want to go through them. Thank you all for pumping up those likes. If you haven't done so already, would really, really appreciate it. We're going to get back to TA as well after I've gone through some of your questions, because I'm not quite done with that yet, and I do want to talk about, you know, if we can be hitting levels like 28k, 30k. There's a lot more to talk about on those subjects as well, but you know how I like to do it on these live streams. I like to break it up a little bit so that we can cover some other stuff. I have a very, very guilty napkin right here. I promise this was from a long time ago. This is from like 3 weeks ago. I promise I'm back on it now. Yeah, it's a cool city. Yeah, this is Dubai with the skyline. Let's see what we got here. So, and I'm obviously only going to be picking the serious questions, right? I'm not interested in answering questions like, should I buy Bitcoin? Inverse head and shoulders on the weekly. That sounds interesting. Let's take a look at that. I don't see it. No, sorry, I don't. Oh, wait. Yeah, I see it. Let me draw that. Probably visible on the 3-day as well. Yeah, it is. So this person is saying that we have an inverse head and shoulders that might look something a little bit like this. These are so hard to draw. I hate them. That would make a lot of sense. If we end up doing so, by the way, it's so early to call for that. We'd have to come up to the neckline here, which would be very high. We didn't even, yeah, it's not an easy inverse head and shoulders to draw, to be honest. But we'd have to come up to the neckline in order for this to be an inverse head and shoulders, and then we'd have to form the right shoulder as well. So it certainly looks possible, but I think it's a little bit too early to have that discussion just now. Oh, what the fuck? Sorry, I'm not sharing my screen. Fuck's sakes. Here we are. Anyway, you didn't miss anything. This is the... I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. We can't see through your glasses, lads. Oh, God. You guys rip into me when I do this. Yeah, I mean, you didn't miss anything anyway. This is the inverse head and shoulders, and we're just forming that right head. Oh, well, there's only one head. We're just forming the head right now, potentially getting ready to make that right shoulder. So... give me a break, guys. 6 a.m. for fuck's sakes. Chill out. And yeah, so seeing a little bit of a drop down here would be... you guys... why are you so mean to me? We got like the green screen beef and now this? Like... Anyway. Yeah, so this right shoulder potentially, you know, being developed would confirm that. Also, what actually confirms that is coming back down for the retest, and then we blast off, which would be, this would be a really, really nice set of price action. If we get something like this, that would actually be huge for the market, in my opinion, because it means that we've really taken our time and we've gotten, you know, a really good range to accumulate Bitcoin, right? Because basically what it would mean is that we've spent the bulk of our time trading in this range, which stretches between $18,000 and $22,000, but we've also had a liquidity grab a little bit lower, So that would make so much sense, right? Like in terms of, potentially forming a bottom in the market, and just using this extremely rough, unscientific technical analysis, it would also mean that we're stuck in this range for basically a year, for like 11 months, which, is maybe not so nice to think about. But bottom line, I think that what we could be looking at here is a very, very healthy setup in the market. So I like that. To me, that is a good sign in terms of one potential way that this whole thing could play out. And it certainly looks realistic. So thank you for spotting that, and thank you for that question there. Let's see what else we've got here in the comment section as far as questions go. No fur coat for a few days then to keep the crypto winter away. Where is my furry coat? I don't even know where it is right now. It's probably somewhere in my closet. Jova, sorry Sammy, I've been watching you for a sincere while, but today I subscribed. Dude, that's totally okay. Dude, do that. I don't know. That's totally okay. I really appreciate it. A lot of you guys are watching these videos consistently, but you just don't even know that you're not subscribed. And that's totally cool. But the thing is, videos or live streams like this will come out and you're going to miss them because YouTube doesn't know that they should push them to you. The algorithm's good, don't get me wrong, but it's not perfect. And so you are going to be missing very, very important things. And that, if you're okay with that, then cool. But, I think that this is super, super important content, very time sensitive as well. So doing these things to show YouTube that you like this content is going to go a long way. And of course, is nice for me as well. So it very much doesn't go unnoticed either. Also, I saw someone else comment that they've been subscribed ever since I predicted the reversal in 2018. I want to go and highlight that because that legend is still here, I would imagine. Anil subscribed to you before you called the reversal in 2018. So I think he was talking about this reversal or this reversal. I'm not actually sure. I called a few reversals. This wasn't a reversal. That was a continuation. So it probably isn't this that he's talking about. But bro, thank you so much. You are an OG. You've literally been watching this channel now for going on the 5th year. Wow. Thank you so much. That is amazing. SP, dude, I can't tell if your comments are satire or not, but you're getting caught in the spam filter now, and yeah, you might want to tone it down a bit. See what else we have here in the comments before I go right back to that main technical analysis. Blow the camera up once again. I promise you I won't forget this time. Test me. All right. Yeah, we got some. By the way, scam comments are like very smart these days. Someone's been asking about some shitcoin called Cadena. And it's obviously, like just a scam comment, but it looks so real. It looks like a normal comment. So guys, just be careful about that stuff. Can I do an analysis on Mana? Yeah, I'll take a look at altcoins in a little bit. I don't want to get there just yet. We can go to altcoins. That 4 flies moving average ribbon is looking pretty sexy right now. Is it really? Let's take a look. See, I didn't forget. I didn't forget to do that. Let's take a look at that. That's interesting. The EMA ribbon. I mean, it's gonna be, yeah, it's definitely curving up. I mean, we've basically had every crossover. There's like, I mean, this is obviously quite hard to see, but like, yeah, we've basically had every single crossover now. Yeah, I mean, there's only 1 or 2 or 3, I don't know, left. So, yeah, EMA ribbon looking pretty clean, but we do have a weekly EMA ribbon here, which could be concerning, and I did point this out on the previous video. We also, mind you, I just want to highlight this, have managed to, and this deserves a round of applause if anything does, we have managed to pump up above that daily Ichimoku cloud. Guys, we were talking about this a lot on this YouTube channel, how we do potentially have a window of opportunity. We actually broke out a few days earlier than the best part of that window of opportunity, but we have now completely pumped out of this daily Ichimoku cloud. We had a close at the top of it. If we get a close anywhere like here, we're going to be in a really good place. We're 4% above that Ichimoku cloud right now. That to me is a huge, huge sign. That is a huge, huge sign, and I'm really, really liking it. We were talking on this YouTube channel about how for a long time. Those of you that are subscribed are going to know this very well. We were talking on this YouTube channel about, you know, how this is a formidable area of resistance as far as I'm concerned, but also being aware of the fact that our resistance previously was way bigger, right? The thicker the cloud, when we penetrate it, the thicker that, you know, the heavier that resistance is going to be. So we had a nice attempt here, and our second attempt when the cloud was kind of thin ended up working out really well. We were very aware of these possibilities on this YouTube channel, and those of you that are watching, that were watching, will know about that very well. You're a genius, bro, and point blank legit. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. When am I going to do a collab with Kirby? Dude, I would love to do a collab with Kirby. That is one of my life goals. I don't know if he would. Maybe you should ask him. If you guys ask him, guys, go to Crypto Kirby and tell him Sammy really wants to do a live stream with you. or a video, whatever, it doesn't matter. I would love to collab with Crypto Kirby. I don't think he would though. I mean, he hasn't been posting for a little bit, but he's gonna come back now, obviously. You know, he posted recently. He posted a video like a few days ago. Let's talk a little bit more about the TA, and then I actually want to take a quick look through Twitter, because for now, one of the key things I want to discuss with you is the potential for Bitcoin to rise up. We have done some really, really good things to show us that we're no longer bearish. Now, again, all of this with the caveats that I mentioned previously, where, you know, there are some real signs here that shows that this might be a very dangerous bit of price action. And one of the biggest ones is the fact that we've literally gone parabolic. Like, this is actually what a parabola looks like. This is parabolic right now, which is quite something. Yeah, people call Crypto Kirby a bear. You know when Crypto Kirby was getting bearish on the market, guys. Like, can I point it out? Crypto Kirby was bearish on the market up here. All right, so you can call him a perma bear all you fucking like. He's definitely a better analyst than you are, and you know, probably a better analyst than you'll ever be. Like, this dude, I learned so much from the guy. I fucking love him so much. Like, you call him. I remember people were KSI Crypto on Twitter. I'm sure I can find it right now. He was absolutely ripping into Kirby. Look at this. You know it's a bull market when Crypto Kirby doesn't post a video in a while. September 6th, 2021. What was this? He posts it here. Right here. You can't fucking make it up, legends. Look at this. This is the day that he rips into. It's the fucking day we drop. It's the day we drop. Well, the day before. It's literally the day before we drop. KSI Crypto. Let's actually see if he's tweeting right now, because he's a brilliant example of someone that's incredibly fucking stupid. That just consistently gets things wrong. Okay, he hasn't touched his account for a few months. Look at this. Oh, this is actually the end, lol. You see what I mean? Like, this is nothing against the guy personally. You know, he's just a standard idiot. I mean, he happens to be very rich and famous, but that doesn't insulate you from being an idiot, unfortunately. But I want to point this out just while we're here. And it's not even just to defend Crypto Kirby. It's to prove a very important point. He deleted his other tweet about Crypto Kirby. But, I mean, this sentiment goes on for a long time. Maybe if I remove this word. Maybe he didn't delete it and I'm just imagining something. But I'm pretty sure he tweeted again. I don't want to put words in his mouth, though. You know, this is where he was bearish. And actually, if you guys were watching the channel, I was very skeptical on this rally up. If you go back to my videos throughout these dates, you'll see how skeptical I was of the market. I was very, very skeptical. I was pointing out some real top patterns that the market was showing up here. Nobody wanted to talk about it. Like, for fuck's sakes, I sold a lot of my Bitcoin at an average exit of this price level to buy a house out here in Dubai. Bought that house for my mom. Like, I sold Bitcoin. Like, this was my exit. This was my exit. And you know, I was wrong about it in the end over here because I got very bullish at the top. But for a lot of this rally, I was quite concerned. And so was Crypto Kirby. Kirby was I was bearish when we were rallying mid 2021, like around here. I would have been bearish up until we broke here. I think after this I was bullish, but I can't remember, dude. I can't remember. Maybe I was. Maybe I got that one wrong. Anyway, let's bring it back here. It's just a little tangent that I had to make, and you know, this guy, he changed my life, dude. I mean, with the knowledge that he gave me, yeah, I wouldn't be here without him. So I can't sit here and just listen to complete fucking bullshit, like, you know, Kirby's a perma bear or whatever, you know, and just sit here and be okay with that. I can't, because I know that he is probably the best YouTuber that we have on this platform right now. You know, and I can say that with a lot of confidence, you know. So he's real. He's been around for a while, and I love the guy. So anyway, let's continue here. Let's take a closer look at what might be going on. If we manage to rally up and see this breakout through a little bit more, it would also mean that we continue to sweep our other prior highs. So that would be more bullish confirmations, including this big high right here. This high is a good one to sweep. Obviously, we have to sweep this one before we can sweep this one. This is a good one to sweep, but this is going to be the really big one, because in terms of our macro range, right? Our macro range, let's just remove these info lines now because they're a little bit distracting. In terms of our macro range, which would have been this whole price area, right? So if I zoom out and just show you what I mean, we've got like a few macro ranges that I covered with you earlier on in this live stream. And if you're just tuning in, go back and rewind, because this is all extremely critical content. You know, we had this range right here. We had this range right here. We had this range right here. So if we manage to break this high, that would mean breaking the top of this entire range. Very significant, right? We think about things that would really empower the bulls and weaken the bears, and it's showing signs like that. Right now, we've had a breakout that potentially indicates that that could be where we are headed. So I definitely like the look of that. Has Kirby ever been long? Absolutely, yeah. It's a ridiculous question you're asking there. I mean, he's a trader. You know, when the market's up, he's trading up. When the market's down, he's trading down. It's very straightforward. You know, so anyway, so that kind of, you know, breakout would make a lot of sense. And then, you know, to potentially rally to the upside. I don't want to talk too much about where all of that could go just for now, but you know, I do still think that some sort of pullback is very much on the cards. But I have said, you know, 30K super achievable. It's the next logical area, right? I mean, as far as heavy resistance goes, the next logical area is going to be this kind of 30K range, which I need to actually extend my box out to demonstrate for you guys. Everyone expects YouTubers to get it 100% right. Yeah, and I think a lot of people just kind of miss the fact that, you know, these markets are, you know, they're testing times right now. We're in testing times in these markets, and you know, we're not going to get 100% success rate. People are obviously just completely unreasonable on YouTube. That stuff doesn't really matter. That's going to happen. That's okay. It's free content at the end of the day. So there's going to be a lot of shit munchers that come in as well. You know, but ultimately, yeah. I mean, again, I don't want to stay too long on tangents like this. Actually, we'll bring it back to the 30K thing. But the last note that I want to say on this topic is just that, you know, I mean, you've got to look at who's consistently kind of, you know, kept a level head, you know, throughout all of the price action. You know, if you can look at the price at $69,000 and say that, you know, fuck, this is getting a little bit much, you know, and if you can look at the price at, you know, $16,000 and say, fuck, this is getting a bit much. Do you know what I mean? That's where, and both of those things are things that you've seen on this YouTube channel. Like, the videos are still up. I don't remove these videos. Go back and watch my videos up here. Go back and watch my videos when we were rallying up over here, when I was warning you guys, this is not sustainable, right? Go back and watch my videos all throughout this range when I was saying, I know it's hard to believe, but I think that we could be bullish, right? I mean, you know, when you've, that's the kind of thing that you want to be paying attention to. It's not, you know, it's not the YouTuber that's saying, like, here's the next fucking 10,000x altcoin that's going to take away, you know, like that's going to, fucking bring back your wife's virginity and, you know what I mean? Like, secure you a place in heaven and fix your beat up car that, keeps breaking down and all sorts of other crazy shit. Like, because that's the kind of bullshit that other YouTubers peddle. But when you find YouTubers like Crypto Kirby, for example, they would, you'll know, especially as you like let it, have the test of time. Have I ever met Kirby? No, I haven't. I would love to. And if I ever get a chance, I don't know what I would do. I would hug him, but I'd have to give him a really, really nice gift. Anyway, guys, comment on Kirby's next video, message him, whatever. Just tell him to make a video with me, and then maybe he'll do it. I say this like I can't message him, but I've asked him enough times. I don't know if he's actually down for it. We gotta convince him. All right. I want to see if we have any more questions. And do I predict another drop? I'm here in 14, 15K. I think it's entirely possible that we get a drop down to like $14,000. I think it would definitely make sense. Like I said, I think that this is a bear market rally, right? I'm not saying that we're out of the bear market. I think some people are going to be misinterpreting what I'm saying right now. A bear market rally means that we're still in a bear market and we can rally. We could rally up to like 50K and it would still potentially be a bear market rally. And it ultimately means that we're still in a bear market, right? And a bear market means that overall, we're going to be sweeping our lows and setting new lows. So, because if we weren't setting new lows, we wouldn't be in a bear market anymore. We'd be in a bull market. So, I think this is a bear market rally. I think there's plenty of evidence to suggest that might be the case. And I think that if we end up topping out like anywhere kind of below 25, 26K, and then just kind of trading here, then that would make sense for, our accumulation range to potentially then, rise a little bit higher. The other thing that I think is important to, be concerned about right now, because I think a lot of people aren't really even paying attention to this, is if you look at what's been going on with the dollar and how I said that the dollar potentially has a little bit of, support right here, or actually I'm saying a little bit, I need to stop, making, under exaggerations of these things. I don't know what the correct word is. This is not a little bit of support. This is the most fucking support I've ever seen on the dollar chart. I mean, you correct me if I'm wrong, Legends. I don't see anything else. I don't see anything that's stronger than this as far as support goes for the dollar. To say that we won't get a bounce off it, you're brushing, some levels of naivety at that point, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, yes, we have seen just jumps that go straight through this level on this, green box right here, going all the way back to the 80s and the 70s. We have seen it happen before. But is it particularly likely that after such a big steep drop, that when the S&P 500 has seen a fairly substantial rally for a little bit, guys, we have been bullish on the S&P 500 chart now for 90 days within a bear market? Is it completely unreasonable to say that the S&P 500 pulls back, that the dollar gets a little bit of a bounce? Is it completely unreasonable to say that? Really? Is it? Let me know. I want to know. I want to know what you guys think. Because if that does happen, that probably would have to put Bitcoin in a slightly tricky position, just because we'd be looking at a little bit more risk off. And if that happens, the good news at least is we're starting off from a better baseline, right? Like, if things are going to get bad with the S&P 500, and this is the thing, is I actually had charts for this pulled up, but I didn't share them in the... Oh, no, I did. I shared this in my most recent video right here. Some potential analysis for where the S&P 500 could drop if we get a rejection here at this downward trending resistance line, which has been active on the market since 2021, since December 2021, which is like 14 months ago now or something, 13 months. I don't even know. I can't do the math. 14 months. Like, you look at a chart like this and how we could, potentially be facing the prospects of dropping a little bit lower. Do you know what I mean? Like, let's just stay level-headed here, guys. Let's not get swept away on this hype train when the fear and greed index is shot up by a reading of 15 points. We shot up by 15 points in a day. When's the last time we had such a big increase like that? It wasn't in the last month. Well, it wasn't even in the last 3 months that we risen up, that we had a chance to rise up by 15 points. Right here, this was an 8-point jump. Right here, this was a 13-point jump. Today, we jumped up by 15 points, guys. 15 points. Did it even happen in the last year? Yeah, it probably did happen in the last year. Yeah, that's the 13-point jump we saw right there. It doesn't actually happen that often. Yeah, see, like over here, 20, 33, 37, 45. We're not getting 15-point jumps. This was a big one, 20 straight up to 52. What happened on March 1st, 2022? Let's take a look. March 1st. Where is it? 2022 was here? Oh, it was this big pump here. Okay, that's interesting. It seems kind of random, to be honest. But my point is we're not getting particularly big jumps up in sentiment, like this. That is a really big reason to be concerned right now. And the point that I want to get at here is, if these things are going to start getting bad again, they're probably going to get really bad, right? Like if the S&P 500 sets a new low, according to this analysis that I've got right here, which I think is pretty decent, right? I mean, it makes sense. You look at these horizontal levels, it makes sense that the S&P 500 could even drop down to like 3,200, right? If that kind of thing happens, 3,300, I think, something like that. If that kind of thing happens, wouldn't you want Bitcoin to be at like a better starting point? Because it's probably going to get decimated, right? Bitcoin's probably going to get absolutely fucking destroyed. If that happens, I would rather it starts a sell-off from up here than down here. Do you know what I mean? It just probably means that we're not going to sell off as low. So I think that's an important thing to be talking about. And then, yeah, I mean, if something like that did happen, then I have to expect that we're going to sweep this low. Because, one of the only reasons, let's just, again, staying in this topic of being level-headed, one of the only reasons that we are seeing, such big moves to the upside right now is because there isn't a lot of liquidity, right? If there isn't a lot of liquidity to support all of this buying pressure, the price just shoots up. But on the downside, it's the exact same. If we start getting a lot of sellers entering the market, which probably won't happen right now, but it could happen, right? I mean, sometimes we get these crazy, just bam, bam, kind of bits of price action. It happens quite a bit. It happened right here, for example. We look at the fear and greed index and the way it shot up right there on the yearly. What was it, right here? Look, it shot up from 20 to 50 in a day, and then very quickly, almost as quickly, it dropped back down to 22. I mean, super, 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 super quick. Ridiculous, So I think that this is something to keep an eye on. But yeah, 15.5 here. Would have been, a worse level to start this kind of sell-off at. And when we talk about if the market's going to set new lows, then yeah, I think quite obviously we would have to do something like that. So that's something that I would be considering. But I'm not too worried about that either, to be honest. Let's see what other questions we have here. It is literally 6 a.m. You are going to see the sun rising behind me soon, so I'm not staying on for much longer, to be quite honest with you guys. But I will be back with a video probably within, 12 to 15 hours from now. Probably 12 hours from now I could get back on and make another video. If we have any final questions, drop them down now. I didn't look at the altcoins. Damn, let's take a look at them. Ethereum's doing well. Wow. Ethereum's doing bits out here. Look at that. That's nice. Look at that resistance range. Approaching that resistance. Ethereum's not really at resistance right now. Ethereum has some more space to run. Let's look at Cardano. Doing okay. Still stuck below 39 cents. I'm not looking at Hex, bro. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Let's look at Solana. Solana's up 17%. Wow. Solana fucking woke up. Look at that. Solana woke the fuck up. Got some resistance right here, I think, yeah. This would be a nice area. So I think the play now, at least for me, is going to be like buying some of these support areas. I'm going to be talking about all of that inside of my 4Flights VIP group and all that stuff. So you can join by following these steps on screen, following that link right there, the @4Flights button, and then send message. And I do want to remind you guys about these amazing offers to get all this free cash. This is the best time to get them right now. I mean, well, the best time was when I was telling you guys to a few days ago, but second best time is now, and it's always been that way. So don't miss it for the next moves. This is free capital that you can deploy and trade with, basically like a demo account. And if you make money, you get to keep it, which is very, very cool. Prime XBT offering 7K, Bybit offering 5, that's 12K in total. Throw BitGet on top, you get another $8,000. BitGet is available anywhere in the world as well, without a VPN and without KYC. Very, very cool indeed. Have I been up all night, or did I wake up early? I've been up all night. I had a few important meetings, and then I recorded a podcast, which you're probably going to see very soon. And then yeah, I was just chilling. And I got a call from one of my closest friends, and he's just like, "Hey, Bitcoin's at 21," and I ran over to this laptop saying, "Mashallah, mashallah, mashallah." That's exactly what happened. I'm not even like religious or anything. I was just saying it for the joke of it. Like, I couldn't believe it. I thought he was pranking me. I was like, bro, like why are you pranking me right now? Like, I'm chilling. It's like 4 a.m., 5 a.m. Just fucking leave me alone. But no, he was legit. He was legit. Oh, Daniel, you're so nice. Don't sell yourself short. Been watching you and Kirby for over 2 years. You're right just as often. Keep the good analysis coming. You know, I think one of the reasons I'm able to keep up to a guy like Crypto Kirby is because I learned from him, and I do shorter term analysis. Right, he's pretty long term, so I just have more opportunities to be right. Because I'm answering more things. Yeah, not that I'm answering more things. I'm just covering more things. But yeah, I mean, I couldn't have been like this if it weren't for his, you know, that's why I have endless praise for him. I can't give him anything else other than praise. I'm so fucking lucky that I had Crypto Kirby to teach me this stuff when I was younger, when I was new in the space, because if I learned from somebody else, I don't know if I would be as good at what I'm doing as I am right now. That's just the honest truth of it, really, in my opinion. So yeah, but I'm proud of where I am for sure. Thank you, man. All right, I'm going to take a couple final questions and then I'm heading off. Thank you all so much for tuning into this live stream. Let's throw a final like on this thing if you haven't done so already. Make sure you're subscribed. Great content here. No reason to be missing it. You already know the deal. So yeah, I've been up all night. Didn't wake up early. No way. I don't do that. Shout out to the Manson. My man made $24,000 today. Fuck yeah. Nice one. Nice one. You ever think that meeting your heroes can be scary? No. I mean, I get nervous, sure. I've done it quite a few times. Because one of my other big role models as a trader is Tone Vase. And I managed to meet him. And now we're friends. And I've like driven him around in my fucking cars. And he's like come to my apartment. Did he come to my... Yeah, he has come to my apartment. Man. You know, like, and it's scary, sure. But it's an honor. More than scary, it's an honor. And the fact that it's such an honor means that the fear doesn't matter. It's something that I have to do. I mean, if I can, of course. Tone Vase is also a very, very strong voice in the space, in my opinion. I think people don't pay as much attention to him anymore. And to be fair, and I've said this to him many times, he doesn't do as much as he could do, you know, to grow his YouTube channel and stuff like that. But he doesn't care. You know, he's happy with where he's at. He's content, I guess, you know. But he is one of the strongest voices in the space. It's him and Crypto Kirby. It always comes... You guys ask me for names about people who I look up to and who I care about and want to hear from in this space, and it's only them two. My answer has never changed. Yeah, I haven't seen too much from Tone Vase lately either. I think he's just taking it easy, guys. I think he's just taking it easy right now, to be honest. We're at the FTX drop point right now. Yes, we are, mate. Yes, we are. Could we crash? Absolutely, yes, we could. We could always crash. Alright guys, been a little bit over an hour. I am going to call it a live stream here. Thank you all for tuning in. Really do appreciate you. I will be dropping a follow-up video relatively soon, so double check that you're subscribed and you got the bell icon checked as well. If you want to get notified about more analysis and videos that I'm posting around the clock, join the Telegram channel right here. I remember when your videos was just your sexy voice. Now you got my sexy voice and my sexy face. You're welcome, mate. And all of my humble humble attitude as well. Yeah, go ahead and make sure you're all ready. Subscribed, notification bell and all that cool stuff so you catch the next video. And I'll probably short the rip from Crypto Kirby. Yeah, it's a good quote, really. It probably applies here as well. It is something to talk about. I'll probably make the next video about that, about the possibility of going short, because this does make sense to me. Taking up short positions around here as well. It would, it's one of those things which isn't a particularly fun idea to entertain, but almost seems necessary. Wow, I'm sleepy. Is the sun just not rising today? I thought it started to rising at 6 a.m. Oh, one of the things I wanted to do was look at Twitter, but to be honest, I'm too tired for that right now. It's just a lot of celebration, right? I mean, it kind of confirms what we saw on the sentiment index. People are quite happy. All right, look at this. So if there's a tweet like this, addressing people's fears about not buying Bitcoin at the bottom, that probably means that there's a big amount of FOMO right now. This monthly chart is huge. If we close, I need to show you this. If we close this monthly chart above that high, we've got a monthly engulfing candle right now. Obviously, we're only halfway into the month. Anything can happen. But if we close anywhere above 18.3, we've got a monthly engulfing candle, which means that this candle has eclipsed entirely the trading action of this candle. And if we close above 21.6, that would also eclipse this candle and this candle. So we would have a monthly engulfing candle that engulfs the previous 3 months of price action, the previous quarter. It erases quarter 4 of 2022 within 1 month. If we manage to close $800 higher, $700 higher than where we are right now, that's a pretty big deal. That is a pretty big deal, guys. That would be huge. Huge. Yeah, Bitcoin bears are fucked. You see this level of confidence? This guy's one of my friends anyway, but it doesn't matter. He shitposts and he knows it. Most of the guys on Twitter that are like in the YouTube community among him, they all shitpost, right? And they fucking know it. They'll even say it to you. But yeah, I mean, just lots of celebrations all around. Right? Look at this fucking Donald Duck with a boner type, thing going on. Yeah. Last chance to buy Bitcoin below 20k. Could be, but I'm out, guys. Fuck this. I'm out. 6 a.m. I'm not built for this. See you all in the next YouTube video, next live stream, whatever. Take it easy, guys. Cheers. Bye.